Next up, we have Carl Anderson under the guise of Nil by Nose, which is he's got a piece which he did for us, and there's an introductory title on it. And yeah, I will not witter on anymore because it's all there and it's quite an experience, and hopefully we'll have him on afterwards. I know he's been having a few issues with his internet this evening, but hopefully we'll get to chat to him afterwards. And yeah, so Nil by Nose, everybody. What an amazing piece. Thank you very much. You know, that was immensely enjoyable in its own wonderfully sort of idiosyncratic way. So yeah. So Binka, do you want to start? Should I start? Or?
Yeah, no, I'll jump in with my observations and then ask the technical questions.
Yeah.
I found that to be really joyful. It reminded me of being in a toy shop. It was lovely. It took me back to childhood. It was it was really nice, and I really enjoyed the bit at the end where it was like the reel-to-reel tape just spinning and flapping. I thought it was lovely, and I really enjoyed all the incidental extras that you had in your video, especially the lady with the poo bag who walked past.
Yeah, well, I'd say the box that I used, it picks up sounds and loops it, and I wanted to catch all the sort of like stuff of the park happening and just building up the textures and stuff like that. And I like the poo bag I was like, brilliant, I got a poo bag halfway through it. It's like,
so that kind of almost answers one of the questions that I had in my mind watching it. So I mean, how much of that is, and the looping of that is actually in the box there and live at that moment, and how much is sort of tweaked in the studio afterwards? Because it felt like there was a fair amount of it was happening at the time.
It was all happening then.
Brilliant.
This it's a Gecko loop synth, which just a little synth like that. And last year, one of my New Year's resolutions was to not buy any music equipment. I knew I was making that New Year's resolution. So on the 31st of December, I sent off for the loop synth. So I've been sort of like playing with that quite a lot, and it's got lots of different settings, but I really enjoy the looping one where you can just pick up sounds and sort of build up textures, and you can manipulate things. And you know, originally when I'd asked to do this, I was thinking, oh yeah, I've got a plan. I'll do the loop synth. I'm going to go to this bus shelter where local youths smoke jazz cigarettes, and I was going to make a loop in there with this, and you can have electronic stuff going in. So I was going to have the sound of the bus shelter and electronic stuff. And I was thinking, no, it's just too much. Just strip it right back and just have something really nice and sort of like a bit more open air. And also I was scared of the youths.
I mean, that's kind of what struck me about it, and that sort of interaction with the outside world. It was really nice it's not often that you actually see bits of people being creative at the moment that's so obviously influenced by this whole kind of lockdown culture sort of thing. They get to go out for however long and sit on a park bench by ourselves and there's the world outside. But it's actually really rare that you sort of see something like that that's actually so fun and makes you smile, which is really quite cool. I utterly enjoyed that, you know. So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, how
well,
much confidence did that take to actually go and do like that?
well, that's part of the reason why I wear a mask. It's
Right.
it's the art of misdirection. It's rather than people looking at me, they're looking at me in my costume. So they're not actually looking at me. And it's a very interesting experience performing wearing a mask. Before the ongoing situation started, I had planned to do a gig in Brighton where the audience were also going to be masked, because there's this really strange thing with performing wearing a mask where you know you're performing and you're doing something out, but because you've got the mask on, it kind of feels really insular, that even though you're performing to an audience, you're in your own little world. And it's a lot easier for me when I'm improvising to be in my own little world. And it also covers up my face of like my expressions ranging from, oh shit, this isn't going right, to me laughing my head off of going, I'm getting away with this, you know, and everything in between. I'd recommend any performer to give a go at performing masked, because it feels very different, and I think different stuff comes out from wearing the mask.
So you said that you, when you're improvising, was that piece improvised on the spot, or did you have a bit of a plan for what you were going to do?
I knew what I had in my pockets, and I had a very rough idea. I wanted it quite kind of loose, and with that kind of thing, it's all too easy to end up in like a wall of noise. So, you know, I kept having to tell myself, sit there with your hands, count to 10, let it breathe just for a while, let it breathe. So there's kind of rough ideas. And like I was saying, I've been, you know, during the lockdowns, I've been experimenting quite a lot with it. So there was various bits that I thought, oh yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to kind of remember that, and just remembering to let it breathe was quite an important thing for it, particularly as I'm outdoors.
It's almost like an exercise in mindfulness, which we're all being told that we should practice at the moment.
Yeah. I think you know. Well, like I was saying, originally I was going to take the box and some sort of like small electronic things, and have the outside sound. And I just thought, no, it's just cluttering everything up too much. It has given me an idea for another piece that I'm going to do, but we'll see when I get round to that.
Oh, that's brilliant. So thank you very, very much. I mean, we've got the Bandcamp going along the bottom. If people want to go and listen to any more of your work, is there anything else, any other links, or are you gigging anywhere in the world at some point, or?
Hopefully, between Worthing and Brighton, I gig.
Okay, so that's roughly where people can find you.
Yeah, and you know, on YouTube as well, and yeah, the usual Facebook places and stuff like that. And yeah, okay, it's there's quite lots of people. One of the things I think the last person touched on it. I think one of the interesting things about the lockdown is it's given people an opportunity to collaborate a lot more, because we got this great internet. One of the my favorite things about the internet is the ability to collaborate with people you've never met at all, and you know, just by sending a file off to someone and suddenly you get something back. It's
Absolutely.
a lovely thing. And so, you know, during the lockdown I've been collaborating with various different people doing different stuff and having fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's brilliant. It's been great to have you on board, and yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, look forward to hearing more of you in the future.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, thank you very much, Neil by Nose, otherwise known as Carl Anderson. So yeah, thank you so much. That was really cool. That really does prove one of those sort of less is more, and actually, yeah, not judging books by their covers and all those things, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, really